Hi everyone, me again. I'm just going to show you a little demo of how to put the candle inside the little lantern. I've been asked about it quite a few times, so we're going to try and sort of recreate this sort of look here. Maybe slightly different, but I'm going to use the lovely lantern, and also we're going to use a little bit of the snowdrift because we like to use the robins on this one, and also some of the festive fragrance as well. Okay, so what I've done here, I've attached the stencil to the front of the card, and using a little bit of the repositionable adhesive tape run that's on the website. And then what we're going to do is just peel this middle layer off here. So that leaves us this nice band here that we can actually emboss. So if you then pop this onto the back like that, and then take your wax paper or your tumble dryer sheet and then just start to rub on the back. And as you do, you should actually see your little stencil showing through here. So once you've done that, take the biggest embossing tool that you have and then just start to run just around the edges here like that. I'm sorry, I'm doing this late at night, so there's quite a few shadows here, so I do apologise. So just all the way around the outside here. Like that. And you'll see I'm sort of doing it gradually, so I'm sort of rocking backwards and forwards with this as opposed to trying to do it all in one go. And then once we've done that, we can also do, because this is all going to be coloured black. If you do go off like that, don't worry too much, it shouldn't show on the front anyway. And then just go all the way around like so. And then also, just inside those little lines that are here as well. So then you can use your smaller one and just really crisp up those lines that we've just embossed. And you can go smaller still as well if you want. This just sort of helps lock in the cardstock as well into your design. So really there's no way of speeding this one up to show you, because it's quite important that we show you all the little details that we've got there as well. So once you've done that, if you take your dry baby wipe, because what we're going to do is all this is going to be silhouette. So a little bit of your archival ink, and then we're literally just going to start to blend. Now something that I have done on this as well is just put a little bit of tape over those candles, because I do tend to get a little bit carried away, and I know that I'm likely to forget that there's little gaps there that you could colour through accidentally. Luckily with these stamps it wouldn't really matter that much, because you could just overstamp that later, because what we are going to do is add some of the festive fragrance over the top as well. But just be careful, just be aware about the edge of your stencil. Don't sort of get carried away like I do usually and sort of go off the edge onto your card. Okay, so you can just turn your card around as you work. And you might want to just hold on to that middle piece as well, just in case you've not put enough sticky on there. And just work all your way around the edge. This might not end up as dark as the other one, because I don't want to take too long doing this little bit here. Okay, and then just a little bit on the bottom. So these are all the little areas that we just embossed. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do, because we've just coloured those lines, they'll stay slightly darker. I want to pop this off, and then we're going to go back to our embossing. And what we're going to do is just do the top of this stencil here as well. So we're just going to emboss that, and then we're ready to do our stamping on the inside. So just follow the line that you can see. Like I said, if you jump out of it a little bit, don't worry too much. But just sort of work with this gradually. Okay, until you've gone all the way round like that. And then we can just add some more colour to the front of this as well. Now what you should see is those lines will stay a little bit darker and the rest of your colouring. So if you're having sort of trouble being able to see the lines of the stencil through, if you've got a light box, that's great. If you haven't, then you can just hold it up to the window, because once the light shines through there, you'll actually be able to see the design through. Okay, now once we've done that, what I'm going to do is put this middle panel back in place here. So this is going to go back on top. So fit it back in to your stencil. And then what we can do then is just remove this middle panel. Okay. So I'm going to take off the bigger stencil as well, like so, and then we can put our little candle in. So all I'm doing is now just peeling off the tape where we had the candle masked out, and then what we're going to do is position the candle wherever we want it inside this little mask. Actually, you know, we don't really need this, so let's take that off. We'll pop that back on there. I'm going to put it off to the side, this one. Okay, and then once you've got that tacked down, you have to excuse my mucky fingers. What we can do is just rub over the inside of the candle here. So you should be able to feel that coming through the design as you rub. Oops, I'm on the wrong side here. Okay, and then what we'll do is just start to emboss this side here. And then we could, I mean, you can, if you want to, bring that candle flame down, but I think it's actually all right where it is. And then while that is in place, a good thing to do is just to add a little bit of shading onto it as well. So just turn it back over, and then we've already got a bit of shading there where I put my mucky finger. Okay. So just a little bit of the black. So I'm going to get rid of a lot of that there, and then we're just going to put just a little bit of shading just on the candle. Okay. And then we're going to do the top bit of the candle. So I'm going to start with a little bit of yellow first, like that. And we're just going to do this candle flame. So this is a brand new ink, so just be careful. And don't be frightened of getting it onto the actual candle base as well, because actually you would see some sort of reflection, some colour reflecting onto the candle wax itself. So don't be frightened of putting a little bit in there as well. And once you've done that, what I'm going to do is take that away, and that gives us our embossed candle. And we can put in our little candle wick there, like that. So the next thing we're going to do is just give ourselves a little hill. So we're just going to use a little bit of carbon paper for this. I did have one of these prepared, but I seem to have lost it. So just cut yourself a little hill shape like that. And then we're just going to add a little bit of the removable adhesive again, and then just create a little bit of a snowy hill just at the back there, like that. So let's go back to our baby white and a little bit of the archival black, and we're just going to blend off the edge. So this one we're using all silhouette, but it could be any colour you want. You could do a winter sky in blues and purples, but with this I just want to keep it really, really simple. And because we've used black here, I don't have to worry about getting that on the outside of the actual stencil. So let's go with our little branches. So this is from the Festive Fragrance. So what we're going to do is just add this. So this is giving us somewhere for our little birds to sit. And again, you could put your pieces, if you're worried about going off the edge of your card, you could just put your stencil pieces straight back in there if that's what you want to do. It's entirely up to you. It's what you feel comfortable with. I don't worry too much because I know that we're going to have some little bits and pieces just coming down the side of this little lantern as well. So let's pop one here, like like that. So there's our little robins inside. And then what we can do is start to add our little bits of decoration. So I'm just going to keep it all silhouette. So we're going to use the branch here from the Festive Fragrance. If I'm wittering on, just excuse me because it is quite late at night. Okay, so let's do that one. And then we'll use the smaller branch just to add some detail just down here as well. I knew it was a bad idea doing this light because I seem to have lost my black bow as well, so we might have to have a red bow on here, but not to worry. Okay, so let's just pop in. So this is the Tattered Poinsettia set. I'm just going to use a few little bits and pieces from that. So at the top there, I'm not going to worry too much because that is actually where we would put our little bow. Or you could stamp the bow from the set as well. So it's entirely up to you which way you want to use it. And then let's have a little bit of holly in there as well. So just so you can see, if you'd sort of made any sort of little smudges there, it wouldn't really have mattered that much because you can just hide it quite happily with one of the little stamps. So that would have been easy enough to cover up. Okay, so can you see how we're just building that up bit by bit? So it is slightly different from the last one, but not to worry. It doesn't matter really how you build it up. So what I'm going to do now is just spread some of this yellow out here. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of the yellow. I'm going to get rid of quite a lot of that because it is quite bright. And then we're just going to blend that into the background there like that. So we've got a nice glow coming from that candle flame there. A little bit more red, I think. There, that's better. Okay, and then all you would need once you've done that is your little bow. So unfortunately we're going to have a little red one here because I seem to have lost my black one, but you will get the general idea. Okay, so there's the one that we've just done now, and then there's the one that we did earlier. So I hope that's helped. Thank you for watching. Thanks. Bye.